Right, so Chelsea are back this time from the United States in the Club World Cup, and we managed to start off our tournament with an opening day win over LAFC. I was excited for this game. I was really excited to see how some of the newer players came in, to see how seriously actually Enzo Maresca was going to be taking this tournament, the group stages especially, to see if he rotated and to see just how far off being a unit that we finished the last season of we actually are at this moment in time. And I think we got quite a lot of our answers from today's game. Now here is the starting lineup that Enzo Maresca went with. Sanchez stayed in goal. Obviously I've spoke before in the past about using this tournament to potentially see a little bit of Mike Penders. I was never wanting to see that from this opening fixture. Very, very happy to start with Robert Sanchez, and we'll speak about his contribution to the game as we go on. Reece in at right back, Tosin Adarabioyo. Now, when we brought Tosin Adarabioyo into the club, I believed that we were maybe doing it to make a quick flip, a profit, playing for a season or so. It's a free transfer, and then you can flip him for his actual value that he would be worth, which I would say would be, at that point, around 25 mil, something like that, 30 mil. I actually think he's becoming really, really important to this team, as is his centre-back partner today, Levi Colwell. Cucurella, a man I love dearly. We will speak about, I should say, his contribution to the game because I thought it was really, really good. Caicedo and Lavia, interesting to go with that partnership. We've seen so much of Caicedo and Enzo that I always thought before this game, that Romeo Lavia would start this match, having been fit and available at the end of last season, but obviously missing out in certain important periods in that running because, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that Enzo Caicedo partnership was working so well over the course of the season and especially towards the end of it. Pedro Neto on the right-hand side. I think now that we have got Reece James back in the team, we will pretty much solely see Pedro Neto as a right winger. I think that part of Enzo Maresca's management of Reece James has been putting Pedro Neto in front of him because the amount of running that he does, the amount that he contributes towards Reece James's rehabilitation, recovery period, whatever you want to call it, that is what he does. He really, really contributes towards that, as he did today, but he did a lot more than just that. Cole Palmer through the middle, Madueke, I should say, on the left-hand side, and Jackson up top. Now, I was a little bit disappointed to not see Liam Delap start this one. I have spoke about my desire to see Liam Delap and Nicholas Jackson in the same team, and we'll speak about that in a sec, but I was pretty much happy with that as an opening day team sheet because I'm thinking that's close to full strength starting 11, isn't it? And it's a game that we needed to win, man. We really need to get off. Like, I'm a lover of summer tournament football. I'm probably the only one that gets excited long before the Euros and long before the World Cup. And I always think with tournament football, 3 games, you've got to win your opening fixture. You've got to. And LAFC aren't the best of teams, but they're not the worst in even our group, I would say, right? So I thought that going with a strong lineup like that was essential. And the first half, I mean, it was what it was. It was Conference League-esque. It was Conference League-esque. And what I mean by that is there were moments when all of a sudden what you were watching that seemed like time just sort of passing you by, all of a sudden there would be a high press for Chelsea. It would get exciting. You know, we'd create something. But there were a lot of moments when we just had a lot of possession of the ball and we didn't create all that much and we just controlled the game. Unfortunately, I was doing the live stream during the game, and people were saying, it's boring, it's the same old stuff, we're not beating teams. And I'm thinking, just give it a chance. Like, it's a style of football. It's a philosophy. It's way deeper than how the first 20 minutes play out. But yeah, obviously in the first half, we did get on the score sheet Pedro Neto, a man I credited earlier on in the video, speaking about the defensive impacts that I just never thought we'd see from him. When we signed him at the club, he showed his offensive threat there. But one man I want to give credit to, so I'll explain how the move goes. Cucurella gets into the midfield area. He inverts, he cuts it out, he puts it straight on to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer links up with Nicholas Jackson, and Nicholas Jackson plays a ball through to Pedro Neto that if Odegaard played it, or if, if Cole Palmer himself had have played that ball through, you would hear people raving about it. it was a perfect ball that Nicholas Jackson played through for Pedro Neto. Pedro Neto gets it, runs it up the wing, he cuts it back, and ends up just putting it straight in the net. I said that against Premier League opposition, maybe the player's not going to get sat down on his ass for the cutback, but I don't care. Listen, you deal with what you've got in front of you, and Pedro Neto showed again just how important he can be to the team. Now, at half-time, that's pretty much all exciting that had happened. A few little bits and pieces here and there, and I'm wanting to see substitutes because I do think that we're going to get better in the second half. And I wanted to see experimented with, because Noni Madueke didn't have the best of first halves in my opinion. So I was thinking, look, what we could do here is we could chuck Liam Delap on and we can keep Nicholas Jackson on the pitch, because he's already shown in that goal that Nicholas Jackson is so much more than just a goal threat. In fact, at times he's way better than a goal threat, because he's not even great at being a goal threat when he's not blowing hot. And his contribution can come from out wide. It can come from the wing. And when we speak about Delap's performance and his cameo today, we'll see why that is actually a distinct possibility from whoever you play as the number 9. But in terms of the second half is all about Delap's impact, really, isn't it? That's what everyone's here for. That's what everyone wants to know about. And the impact, in my opinion, was instant. Now, I have been fortunate enough to sit in the stands and see the likes of Jimmy Floyd, Hasselbank, Didier Drogba, I've seen so many great strikers in between that don't get their shout-outs as well, like an Idager Johnson and whatnot. But obviously, Diego Costa. And I know the way that certain number 9s move, and he was moving that way, right? I'm not getting gassed, I'm not going over the top, and I'm not saying that he's going to recreate the form and the memories that any of them lot gave us. But what I am saying is he moves more like a number 9 than Nicholas Jackson. And quite early on, we saw his impact. The first, right? Cole Palmer's just past the halfway line. And again, these two have played together, obviously, at youth level and whatnot. Cole Palmer knows that Delap is about to just turn and sprint and try and break. Cole Palmer puts it through. Delap ends up getting it right. He ends up going out wide with it in that one. And he pretty much takes on his man, beats his man, takes it to the line. He puts it close to on a plate for Enzo. It's still hard for Enzo Fernandez to score it, but if Enzo Fernandez gets his leg through it, he does score it. It's only because he falls short of it. Then, not long after that, we then see Liam Delap assist for Enzo Fernandez. So it's, and you know what, even in between that, right, there was a moment, wasn't there, when Enzo Fernandez puts the cheeky ball through to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer takes the shot on. He should have put it to Delap for a tap-in, so Delap should have had a contribution before then. But once again, this time, he makes the run, Liam Delap. He makes the run. Who feeds him? It might be Palmer again, you know. He makes the run, and because he's got the centre-back on him, because he's playing like an aggressive, physical number 9, and they feel like they've got to stay on him. And again, as we go up in levels, this might not always be the case, but today it was, right? As he makes that run, he takes the centre-back with him. And when he does that, what he does is he breaks that whole backline sort of form, shape, and ultimately, right, their organisation, because Enzo Fernandez is able to slip through the middle. Now, what Liam Delap does in that moment, he shows you that not only can he be a goal threat for us, as he looked to be today when he came on, he didn't get a goal himself, but not only can he be a goal threat, he can be someone that opens up the options to score for the men around him, which is exactly what he done, because Enzo Fernandez put in his cross. Still a bit of effort to do on Enzo's behalf, but a really good assist for Rory Delap, and he'll take a lot of confidence from that. And he had a few moments like that. He had a few moments when he showed that he can be sort of an aggressive presence in there. Really interested to see how he does from the start. Really interested to see how he does with a full 90 under his belt, or at least from the start with Cole Palmer, because I think there's a link up there. I think there's going to be a link up there between Cole Palmer and whoever is tasked with scoring our goals. So at the minute we speak about this Cole Palmer-Jackson link-up, listen, I'm into it. I'm here for the Cole Palmer-Jackson link-up. I think it's been great, definitely the season before last and for sort of half of last season when Jackson was there, but who knows? Maybe this Cole Palmer-Liam Delap link-up is just way better, and maybe we see way more. So yeah, you're already seeing moments from Liam Delap there where he can be a presence, and not only can we look to him for goals himself, we can look to him for assists, which is something that is good. And speaking of assists, right, another goal for Enzo Fernandez. This fella's turned into a goal machine, isn't he? You feel like he's scoring all the time now, Enzo Fernandez. And my biggest critic, listen, if Enzo Fernandez has taught you anything, it's that I know fuck all about football. Because I said that Enzo Fernandez just isn't really a goal threat. He isn't really a goal threat. I was probably saying that about maybe even less than a year ago, maybe 10 months ago. What an idiot I look, because the fella scores all the time now. He's brilliant. We got Flamengo next. I think they'll be a tougher test. I think their season's ongoing, as the MLS season is, by the way, as well, to be fair. So you've got to give us a little bit of credit. People were saying in my live stream, like, oh, we're not even 2 up by half time against an MLS team. The season's ongoing. We're still getting a little bit of sharpness. The boys would have been on the biz. They're only human, right? So, you know, it is what it is. But we've got Flamingo next. If we can get the 3 points over the line, I'd go with Liam Delap from the start, by the way. And I would go with a stronger team as possible, which I think at the moment I'm hoping sort of features Liam Delap. And then if we're going to rotate, not only do it in the last game once we're safe and we're through, but do it against Túnez, I believe it is. I think they're going to be the easiest team in the group. So do it in that last game. Go with Liam Delap in the next one. Man of the match today, for me, I'm going to give it to Pedro Neto, because he got amongst the goals and he just got about everywhere. He was very, very good. I thought Cucurella was good as well. Caicedo's always good, but it was one of the games when I see him have a few more mistakes than usual. And there'll be a lot of players that are slipping my mind right now. Nicholas Jackson was good. But yeah, I'll give it to Pedro Neto today. Listen, I'm flying out to Marbella in the morning. I'm so tired, man. But I'm going to try and get a lot of content done for you guys while I'm out there. So if you've made it to the end of the video, please smash the like button, subscribe if you're not already to the channel, and I will see you all in the next one.